Hello everybody, this is my first ever pen review video, and I've been mucking about with fountain pens now for a few months, so I decided to review one which I think is very nice. I bought this one on eBay and I think I'll show it to you now. It's the Duke fountain pen. It's called the Duke Carbon Fibre Model 116. Now I can't actually detect any carbon fibre in it. I think it's because, and you probably can't tell, that in the body of the pen is some very fine lines, and they're not actually showing up on the webcam at all. And the very, very fine lines are a deep burgundy red. Now, in order to show this, I need a very, very bright light on the pens. I'm going to try using a torch. Not entirely sure whether this is going to work or not, but here we go. I'm not sure. Can you see a slight red tint to it while I'm doing that? I'm not sure that I can, or not sure that you can. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it. They are there, very fine red lines, and it's a good medium weight pen. I would say if I compare that with one of these, which I'm sure you know what that is, side by side you can see the difference between them. There you go, roughly the same length, obviously about 3 times as thick and probably about 4 times as heavy. Now, what's the point? What's the point? Haha! What's the point of a fountain pen? It's the nib. Well, apart from the point being the nib, to me, the whole reason for getting a fountain pen was I was just considering how many things I throw away on a daily, yearly, weekly basis. Just have a think for a minute about how many of these you've thrown away, lost, or given away before you've used them up. Now they're a few pence, aren't they, these days, these pens? You can buy a pack of 10 in a supermarket for a couple of quid or something, so they are cheap. And something like this cost on eBay £11.99 plus 2 quid postage and packing, which I thought was very good. And it writes beautifully. I'd like to be able to show you that it writes beautifully, but unfortunately I haven't figured out a way of making my webcam point down without it making it look like there's an earthquake going on. But anyway, I'll just go through the parts of the fountain pen in the traditional way. I hope you like the background ornamentation. Any comments about that may or may not be answered depending on how I feel at the time. And I'll tell you the things that I consider important about the pen. So we'll just look at it as a whole together. And the thing about a lot of Chinese pens that I've noticed is that they do seem to go for this, what I would call a badge on the clip. It's a little rounded or oval that sits on the clip. Now, there'll be people out there who know why that is there, but I'm not entirely sure why it is. It's a good substantial clip. I like this ridge at the top. That's quite nice, ridge at the top. It's sort of tapered, and it's got the logo of Duke on the end there, and at the other end it's quite nicely tapered. And if you look very carefully, you might be able to see the redness of the barrel. I'm not sure that you can, to be honest with you. The light isn't tremendously good here at the moment. It's early hours of the morning in the UK, and in the middle of winter, obviously. So around the cap band is engraved the word Duke, and let's have a look. Have I got something to magnify that so you might be able to see it? Yes, I do. Now, whether this is going to work or not, this is all a bit experimental. So here we go. Here's the magnifier. Ooh, scary big eye. And oops. Now, will you be able to see this? No, it didn't really work, did it? Anyway, again, you have to take my word for it. And if you want to buy me an HD webcam, feel free. Go down to the bottom of the page, and there's a little thing that says contact, and send me a little PM, and I'll give you an email address if you want to send me a donation for an HD webcam that autofocuses and makes me look even more handsome. Anyway, so let's have a look at the cap on its own. Here it is. On the inside of it, not much to see. That's quite nicely made, I think, considering it's £12. And here's the body of the pen. It is a quite nicely made, I think, and the nib is very smooth, in fact. And I'm just going to undo this for you so you can see. Now, I'm not going to take the converter out because it's got ink in it, and in this particular case it's got diamine Eclipse, so quite nice. So far I've had no problems with it. Nothing's fallen apart, nothing's dropped off, no ink has escaped randomly, which is more than I can say for some other pens that I've had. I've got a Japanese pen that seems to constantly, whenever I take the lid off, ink just seems to go everywhere. What that's being caused by, goodness only knows. So, what I think is important about this pen really is the main three things which interest me is, does it feel good in the hand? Yes, it does. Is it nicely balanced? In other words, you know, is one end heavier than the other? I would say it's a little bit heavier in the middle than it is at either end, and to me that gives it a good balance. Is the nib smooth and free-flowing? Yes, it is. It's not overly wet, but it's good medium wetness, if that's a phrase that I can use. Can I show you some writing? I can probably quickly write something and show it to you. Oh, here we go. Here's some that I did earlier. There you go. Can you read that? I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Duke carbon fibre. Is there anything that I don't like about it? To be honest with you, there isn't. And I think it's a really great fountain pen, particularly for the money. When you consider what you can pay for a fountain pen. My criteria really for buying fountain pens are three things. Does it feel nice? Does it look nice? And does it write nice? Right? If a pen fulfills all those three criteria, to me, then it's doing its job. Anything else about it is almost superfluous. So hopefully you've enjoyed that and it's been of some use. I shall look back with some embarrassment on my first ever pen review video, but I hope that you all look at it and hope that it was useful. If you've got any comments that don't include swear words, please make them. If you'd like to know something else, or you want to send me a webcam that cost $1 million for free, feel free to contact me in the normal ways. Hope you've enjoyed it, and by the way, hope you had a good Christmas.